Cup. I'm back staying in the same hotel that I stayed in the first ever night I ever stayed in Phetchabun. It's 4 years later and I'm back staying in the same hotel. This is my fourth last day in Thailand before I do one final trip to Australia, before I return to Thailand again to live in Thailand permanently, probably in December. Here's the resort. My room's number 8. It's 500 baht a night. It used to be 450 baht a night. The room's a bit messy, but it's a fairly nice room. Here's the bathroom, hot water. Has a fridge. $500 a night near tourist areas in Phetchabun. I can't really complain. And stayed in this little cabin before as well. In the background there's nice scenery. See some of the mountains in the background. I'm not sure if it's showing on the showing well on the video, but I can see them. Yeah, here's a little outdoor seating area. Here are all the rooms. Here's the main lobby. It's set up like a outdoor seating area. They also cook Thai food here as well. Here's the menu, some of the menus in English. Thai food they cook here isn't bad. See views of the mountains in the background. Down that road is what I refer to as the everyday market, and then every Tuesday there's a more unique market where they sell even more different things for cheaper. On the Tuesday market they'll even sell things like pizza and chicken burgers. Down this road leads to Lomsak, which is a bigger city in Phetchabun. Like I said, this is my fourth last day in Thailand. And then I'll probably return to Thailand in December to live permanently. For people who don't know about Phetchabun, Thai people refer to Phetchabun as the Switzerland of Thailand because of the mountains, and one of the mountains, Mount Kalko, even has what's called the Switzerland Resort on it. And on the mountains in Phetchabun, there's even I think Swiss style or European pine trees. And some Thai women, when I tell them I have a wife from Phetchabun, they will say, "Phetchabun woman like Europe, man." And in Phetchabun, I'll see lots of well, the name Phetchabun is actually translated as fertile land, because the land is good for growing things. My wife grows tamarinds, and I see lots of rice fields. Mangoes are very cheap in Phetchabun because they grow very well in Phetchabun. Up in the mountains, there's strawberries. Yeah, I'll miss Thailand. Not looking forward to returning back to Australia, but have to help my father renovate his house before he sells it, and then I can bring some of my belongings back to Thailand with me. There's many great places in Thailand to visit that are off the main tourist trail. A lot of the Western tourists, they prefer to visit Bangkok, Pattaya, Phuket, and if they want to see mountains, they go to Chiang Mai. But Chiang Mai's become very crowded, and in some ways it's become very urbanized and maybe a bit westernized as well. But if you want to see nice mountains and more railway type people live, Phetchabun is a nice place to visit. There's also a province next to Chiang Mai called Nan, which got voted the cleanest city in Thailand, and it has mountains that are just as beautiful as Chiang Mai, but Nan looks like what Chiang Mai used to look like a long time ago. When places in Thailand get set up for tourists, things change a lot and become westernized and crowded. Because my mother's Thai and her father is from a place in northern Thailand called Uttaradit, which is next to Nan, so that's how I know. One more final walk down this way. In Phetchabun, there's a small Farang community. Many of them are Europeans. There's a pizza place near my house that I want to try, that's owned by an Italian guy. I wanted to go there and do a video before, but his restaurant was closed. In Phetchabun there's European style cafes as well. Phetchabun is still modern, but it has still very cheap to live. I mentioned in one of my other videos I went to Phetchabun City to a hospital to have an endoscopy, and I was able to have the endoscopy in one day, and the doctors were very professional. They could the report they gave me, the English was perfect. I also had an ultrasound done, and the doctor, she could speak good English, and she was very professional. When she did the ultrasound, she even had me come to the computer and showed me the screen. She showed me that the polyps in my gallbladder, which I knew were there, but she told me one of them is a size that's a bit concerning, which is something the Australian doctors didn't pick up. And in her report, the English she used was better than the Australian doctors. Bangkok's a fun place to do shopping and for the nightlife, but it's very crowded and it's expensive in many of the places. And the seaside areas in Thailand, well, I've lived in Rayong before, I've stayed in Pattaya. I found them nice places to visit, but found them a bit pricey, and I just found living in Phetchabun, well, like I mentioned in one of my earlier videos, I bought a big block of land in Phetchabun for only 110,000 baht. Being a Thai national, I can own land in Thailand, and I built a house for only 300,000 baht, and I can grow many things on my land. And in Phetchabun, food's very cheap. Like I said, I can buy 1 kilo of mangoes for 25 baht in Phetchabun, whereas in Bangkok, one mango's 40 baht. Cost of food in Bangkok is starting to become not that much different to the price of food in Western countries. I know there's cheap food, there's still some cheap street food and cheap food court food in Bangkok, but it's very hectic. Even in Terminal 21, many Farang say they like the food at the food court there and it's cheap, but it's hard to get a seat. In Phetchabun, food's cheap everywhere, and food in Phetchabun's much cheaper than in Bangkok, and the meat's fresher, the vegetables are fresher, and Phetchabun is much better markets than places like, well, markets that sell produce than places like Bangkok or like Pattaya. Okay, I'll wrap up this video. Hopefully I'll be able to try that pizza restaurant before I leave Thailand. I'll just show one more view of the mountain scenery in the background. I'm not sure if it's showing very well on my phone. I have happy memories of this hotel. Like I said, the first night I ever stayed in Phetchabun, I stayed here. Back then it was 450 baht a night, now it's 500 baht a night, but still cheap. Because, like I said, it's in an area that's not far from the mountains where many of the Thai tourists go to. Only things I don't like about Phetchabun, there is a bit of a lack of public transport. In Phetchabun, you pretty much need your own car or your own motorcycle to go anywhere. There are you can still find the occasional tuk-tuk, and there are some taxis here and there in Phetchabun, but not very much. So I can kind of understand why some foreigners, they want to see rural places with mountains. I'll go to Chiang Mai because Chiang Mai has better public transport, has the BART buses. Anyways, I'll wrap this video up for now. Bye.